organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, we take a look at the arrest records for members of UI's Greek life, and the numbers may surprise you. Plus, how some UI students are working to improve the lives of disadvantaged children in Iowa City.
And in sports, see who shined at football's annual spring practice this weekend.
That's all coming your way next, right here on Daily Iowan TV.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Hello and welcome to your Sunday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm John Detcott. Today, Governor Terry Branstad declared a state of emergency in 2 southwestern Iowa counties following last night's severe weather. According to the Associated Press, a possible tornado destroyed a large portion of Thurman, a town in Fremont County, and in Creston in Union County, strong winds blew out the windows of a hospital and damaged its roof. Creston's police chief said emergency sirens did not go off, leaving the town without warning of the approaching storm. But thankfully, no injuries were reported. Branstad's emergency declaration means state resources can be used to help in recovery efforts. And today, the University of Iowa group Best Buddies held their first annual outdoor carnival at Hubbard Park. Games, music, and food filled the park this afternoon as members from around the community came to support the Best Buddies mission. The Best Buddies program started in 1989 in order to promote and provide friendship to anyone with intellectual or developmental disabilities by pairing up a child with a student volunteer. Organizers say the time spent with the volunteers allows the kids to grow socially and to gain comfort when making new friends.
Getting awareness out to the whole university, since it's open to the community, like everyone has a chance to come out and see like how happy these kids are when just other people are around. Like that's all it takes is just someone saying hi to them and it makes their whole day.
Leaders say that these special one-on-one friendships are a great way for students to promote equality and to help people on a personal and emotional level. And an oath. It's what all students joining a fraternity or sorority at the UI have to take, and while the individual oaths may be different, they all have one thing in common. They pledge to be better than average. But if you look at the arrest records for those in Greek life, average isn't the best way to describe them. Now the university is stepping in to hold them accountable, and voices of opposition are crying out. Daily Iowan TV's Reed Chandler looks into what above average now means for Greek students.
Among the undergraduate student body at the UI, being arrested or cited by law enforcement is no rare occurrence. But one branch of the student body is now being held accountable for their commitments to be above average. Greek students at the UI now have university-sanctioned consequences for having too many arrests in a semester.
To be honest, it's the main focus of the fraternity and sorority community at this point.
It's an arrest citation policy passed by the UI's Vice President of Student Life, Tom Rockland. The policy works like this. At the end of every semester, the UI will look at the undergraduate male and female arrest and citation rates and create a ratio with each fraternity and sorority's arrest citation rate. If the chapter is not at or below the average proportionately, they're placed on a tier.
It's a big challenge to the president because as chapter president, your main job is to have your chapter remain in good standing with the university.
There's 4 tiers, each increasing in the amount of punishment, and you move up tiers if your rate does not improve by a preset amount each semester. The 4th tier requires a show cause hearing, a final chance for a chapter to show why they should remain on campus.
People are going to realize how serious it is. And whether or not those are organizations we want to keep on campus is going to be up to the Vice President's office and those that enforce.
But leaders within the fraternity and sorority community don't all feel the policy is fair. It only targets Greek organizations, glancing over other student groups such as UI student government and athletic teams who are also expected to be upstanding individuals.
It shouldn't just affect social fraternities and social sororities. It should affect multicultural groups, business fraternities, University of Iowa student government, and even like the Iowa football team to make sure that we're all under the same page and same rules.
And because each semester's ratio is determined by that semester's overall undergraduate rate, the numbers are constantly changing, meaning chapters don't have any type of number to aim for.
So it's kind of figuring out how we get members to stay safe when they go downtown, even though it's something not associated with fraternity and sorority life.
If they can't keep their arrest rates under the undergraduate rate after 4 semesters, Greeks will have problems. And even chapters that have been here almost 100 years, like this one, will be nothing but history. Reed Chandler, Daily Iowan TV.
Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, downtown Iowa City is known for loud and rowdy nights, so why are these people sitting in silence? We'll have the answer coming up. And in sports, the Cy-Hawk battle continues, this time in men's golf. Find out who came out on top today at the tournament at Finkbine. And that's coming up in just a bit, but first let's go to Muriel Kone for your local weather forecast. Muriel?
Thanks, John. We got our fair share of thunderstorms this weekend, and it seems like it will be back this week. But first, let's take a look at tomorrow's temperatures. It will be windy and cloudy Monday morning and into the afternoon. As we head into the evening, the clouds should gradually clear up. Looking at our extended forecast, temperatures look to be pretty constant, ranging around 60 degrees. Tuesday will be sunny with a high of 65, and some isolated thunderstorms will arrive on Wednesday. There will be a few showers on Thursday and Friday, and it will get a little cooler on Friday with a high of 53. The clouds will be back as we ease into Saturday with highs in the lower 60s. So it's just another typical spring weather this week. John, back to you.
Thanks, Muriel. An Iowa City man accused of first-degree kidnapping now faces charges of tampering with a witness. Peng Tang allegedly sexually assaulted a woman while viewing her apartment for a potential sublease. And on Friday, police charged Tang with tampering after he allegedly wrote a letter to a friend asking the friend to try and get the woman to drop the charges. On Friday, Tang pled not guilty to the kidnapping charge, and last week police charged Tang's parents with attempting to bribe the woman. Tang is currently being held in the Johnson County Jail on an $800,000 bond. And the Iowa City Ped Mall has a reputation for being a place of chaos and revelry, but lately some residents have been using the public space to try and find clarity and serenity. Daily Iowan TV's Tara Thorne has more on this very different kind of mob.
Nope, these aren't statues. These are a group of meditators who came out to do a flash mob meditation movement in downtown Iowa City. Med Mob originated in Austin, Texas, and is spreading quickly. The mob meditates publicly for an hour, and participants are free to come and go as they please. The group hopes to continue meditating throughout the city to gain more attention.
Come summertime, I definitely want to do one at the farmers market, and maybe up at the old Capitol on the greens there. I think would be really beautiful.
And each meditation ends with an 11-minute chant.
People can chant, ah or om or anything that resonates with them.
While MedMob may be new to Iowa City, it's taken place in over 200 cities worldwide. Tara Thorne, Daily Iowan TV.
The next Med Mob will be next Sunday, the 22nd, from 1 to 2 p.m. when meditators will try and get more connected to the Earth on Earth Day. And now Daily Iowan TV's Ian Martin is here for your look at Hawkeye Sports.
Once every spring, Hawkeye fans get a glimpse into the football team's offseason progress at the spring practice. After an offseason with so many changes, it's easy to see why fans were especially eager this spring to get into Kinnick for the practice. Daily Iowan TV Sports' Nick Robertson was at the scrimmage to talk about the defense of the Iowa football team.
Excitement once again filled Kinnick Stadium as the Iowa football team showed their new look off to fans. After an offseason with the most change that the Iowa program has seen in 13 years, people were on the lookout for some new wrinkles, especially in the offense. However, it was the defense that shined on that cloudy day. Under the new defensive coordinator, the Hawkeyes looked faster and hit a lot harder, accounting for several turnovers and one lost helmet. Even though you could say the defense won the day, players and coaches still feel there's a long way to go.
Just got to pick up the mistakes that we made in this game. We still got to, come together as a team, number one. And I think our run defense has to improve. And I think that we've been making some strides in our pass defense. We've been breaking up some passes and talking and stuff like that. But, we still got to improve on a lot of things.
We still a young team, so we still got to learn. That's what spring ball is for, just learning the playbook and learning the defense and coming together as a family.
Spring, and they're doing a good job of learning. But that being said, too, we have a lot of work to do. Hardly a cohesive group right now, and we've got a lot of guys making progress, a lot of good stories going on, but we're hardly there by any stretch of the imagination.
Even though there's not much glamour with spring practices, it's a time for teams to step back and see how far they've come over the spring. With plenty of mistakes and errors that were made in the game, it's clear that they have a long way to go. I'm Nick Robertson at Kinnick Stadium, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Tune into tomorrow's Daily Iowan TV Sports for a look at the Iowa offense during spring practice. Now this weekend, the 26th ranked Iowa men's golf team didn't have a tournament victory before their Hawkeye Great River Invitational at home, but they finally got the recognition that they have been looking for on a weekend filled with severe weather. Daily Iowan TV's Alicia Denyes tells us how the team had to survive their own cyclones for a big victory this weekend.
Iowa City was the perfect place to hold today's men's golf tournament because even though other teams from around the nation showed up, they couldn't keep up with Iowa or Iowa State.
Iowa State's been playing well all year, and they just got done playing a tournament last week, so they're tournament hardened. We've taken a couple weeks off, so it took us a while to kind of get in the groove there, but our guys shot some amazing numbers.
The individual winner ended up being Iowa State's Nathan Cole, but with Iowa's Chris Brandt coming in second, combined with other impressive scores from Iowa, the Hawks not only got their first tournament win of the year, but they also had a tournament record of 24 under par.
I'm not too disappointed with the second place finish myself. Nate played really well. He played really, really well. I would have had to, make a considerable amount of birdies today, but we're happy with our first win of the year because it's important going into postseason.
Head coach Mark Hankins enforces a strong work ethic for the boys and does everything he can to get his team focused, but he really enjoyed seeing his team get that win today.
Well, I always tell the guys it's work until you look up on the scoreboard and see yourself number one. So I guess right at the very end, when I knew that we won, that was really the only fun part.
Getting the win today was a plus, but the boys have a few more things on their checklist for the rest of the season.
We won an NCAA berth, like we have 2 of the past 3 years. But between now and then, there's a lot of work to be done at Purdue and at Big Tens. But I think if we continue what we started this week and what we did last week, if we build on those things, I think we'll be in good shape.
Alicia Denyes, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Iowa golf will continue their road to regionals by competing at Purdue this upcoming Saturday. Now, severe thunderstorms not just affecting the general public this weekend. The Iowa sports world also had to deal with the severe weather. Iowa baseball canceled the second game of their doubleheader in Nebraska yesterday. The Hawkeyes will not make up the game against Creighton. They did manage to get one in yesterday, though, against the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. The Hawkeyes pulled within one game of 500 behind the solid hurling of Sasha Kubel as the freshman allowed just 2 hits over 8 innings. Only a home run scoring a run for South Dakota State. Phil Kepler and Eric Toole both had 2 hits for Iowa. Dan Shepard had 2 RBI. Softball also dealt with Mother Nature, but still managed to get all of their affairs taken care of this weekend after moving the start time of yesterday's doubleheader up by 2 hours to noon from 2 o'clock. Apparently they were playing first to 7 runs wins at Pearl Field this weekend. The visiting Huskers playing Iowa in softball for the first time since joining the conference and winning the first game. Iowa, however, walked off in Game 2. The Hawkeyes down 6-5 heading into the bottom of the 7th. Hailed freshman Melanie Gladden the hero after she walked off a single to left field that scored Sydney Reynolds to create a split in Day 1. A couple other teams were in action over Tax Day weekend. Men's track, the victors at the Tom Botts Invitational hosted by Loyola College in Columbia, Maryland. Women took second out of 6 teams in that invitational. Women's tennis also earned just their second conference victory of the year on Friday with a big 5-2 victory in Iowa City over Michigan State. Stay with Daily Iowan TV Sports all week now for previews and features leading up to the Olympic wrestling trials this coming weekend. Those will begin on Tuesday. Back to the desk, John.
Thanks, Ian. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak preview of tomorrow's print edition of the Daily Iowan. Read about a special UI clinic working to improve the lives of people living with a rare genetic disorder, plus why Johnson County could seriously struggle to treat lead poisoning if proposed state budget cuts go through. And that'll do it for this edition of Daily Iowan TV. Check us out at the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.